understanding that it is a sacrifice. This is what it's like trading and putting something before that. And what I put before that is the Most High. Nothing goes before that. So for me, this is like the embodiment of making a sacrifice. Because normally, I'll be on it. We would have had a break even set. So boom, no money lost. Then on top of that, we beat floating into position just around 47 pips ish, and it'd be completely different. But it's that sacrifice that you do make when you have your beliefs and you stand on them. What's good, y'all? We just took a trade on GU, and right now, like, we literally just took it. We had some rejection that formed on the other time frames. You see right here. You can see we just cracked open the account for the first time, so we're at about a little equity right here. But now we've increased the risk on our other account, and we're about to start the margin call series where we're basically margining out the entire account, but not like nothing too crazy, just enough to do a little damage. We might be looking at, I'm thinking, just around 20 to 25% per position on that account. But right now it's not going to be doing anything. I'll be updating in a couple hours and seeing where this trade does go, see how far it goes, and what the outcome is. I won't necessarily be able to run the full trading process, like moving my stops to break even, or securing 5%, or if it hits 5 to 1, I won't be present for any of those actions because I have a day out the week that I do observe. It's known as the Sabbath, so that is today. So I'll be checking back in a little bit tonight, so right before sundown, and then we'll be fast forwarding to the next update, which will be on, today is Tuesday, that'll be Wednesday night. So Wednesday night we'll be checking back in and seeing what the trade is doing. But currently, as y'all can see, it's total P&L. This is $8 over here, and then we have 12 over here, so up just about 20 $20. And between both accounts, we're making just about a cool 12.5%. I just realized with this broker, you can't risk more than 2.5%, which was, different from what I was testing out with the demo account, which is why I had the demo account in the first place, just to see how much I could risk and how much they would allow you to, dibble and dabble with. But it turns out that it's just 2.5%. So I have to adjust my risk management strategy on this account, but it's nothing but dividing numbers by 2. So I'm not, too pressed off of that. So I'll update y'all if anything else does happen during the day or during the week, or, anything like that. But oh yeah, there is actually something now that I think about it. So Tyrese, my young bull, he is up even more. So you can see right here, he says he's at 9.7K right now. And this is the updated shot. So we're looking at just about 7,500 P&L. And this was a couple hours ago. This was back when US 30 was touching the 44.5 areas. I don't know if it's any higher. Y'all can let me know, or I can check out probably a little bit later. But yeah, so that's really the only other updates we got. We had some numbers from PMI and JOLTS, which I was expecting, or really that's what I wanted to happen, was PMI being like better than expected, and JOLTS being higher than expected as well, just so we could get a retracement on GU, and that's exactly what happened. And I'm very happy about that. But we do have some more news coming out. Let me see. We have non-farm NFP, so non-farm employment change from ADP coming out on July 2nd. So that's tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be too aggressive just because it's the ADP numbers, and recently, like days of now, we have not really been focused on the ADPs. We're more focused on the official numbers, which will be on Thursday, which we're looking at. Here they're saying expected is forecast is 120, previous was 139. So it's possible that this could be higher than forecast, which would of course shoot GU down, but we're looking to be out of the position by then. And then we also have the unemployment rate here at 4.3% for forecast. If it's higher than that, then we're good. So we're looking for, bad news on this. And then ISM, we want this to be lower than expected as well, especially because I'm pretty sure we're still in the talks of the war. I don't know what the war updates have been. You can look at that now. Israel and Iran. It's not too much going on. I don't think. I don't know if there's been any new strikes or anything like that, but it just seems like there's just nothing but updates right now. Yeah, there hasn't been any new news regarding the Iran U.S. and Israel U.S. situation going on. But if there are, that's going to definitely move the market because it'll make the U.S. dollar stronger only because it's a safe haven asset. But with the U.S. now involved, I don't believe that it'll continue to be a safe haven asset. It's a high possibility that we can see 138s by, I want to say, tomorrow, if not Thursday morning. That's really what I'm looking for, is the 38 area. So if this trade does hit take profit, as you guys know, we will be doing a breakdown because that's just what we do. So we'll be, hopping on the charts, breaking this trade down, and also, showing exactly what I see and where we can go. I mean, y'all will be seeing me in the next cut. It'll be a couple hours from now, and we'll be updating the trade. We're nearing the end of the day for today, and I think it's about 7:39 right now. And on the positions, it's pretty nice. So on the other account, the smaller account, we're at just about 10% profit gain. So $61, or call it 11%. And then on the main portfolio, we're looking at just about 81.60. So just about a 1-to-1. So a little bit over the 2.5% range. And we're moving pretty well. So we created these lows down here that we were anticipating. This was a strong push up. We had some turbulence there, just a couple pullbacks, but right now we're pushing hard and moving into tomorrow, which I will not be present for tomorrow. But as you can see, we do have, like I said, that news, and I don't know how NFP is going to really be, considering the last couple ones that we've had have been worse than expected. So there is a possibility that this next one is better than expected, just because of ending the monotony and switching things up. But so far so good. So we'll be doing another update in about 24 hours from now or something like that. Just around there. Sun's about to go down. And when that happens, there is no work being done. So I'm gonna be chilling, watching a little bit of the bear. And yeah, so y'all just see a cut to the next day, and whatever the results are, we'll know. So I won't be able to move my stop losses at all. I won't be able to do anything. I may set a take profit just to be, completely safe, because there is a possibility that within 8 candlesticks the take profit is hit. Not that I'm really banking on that, but I just want to be prepared for if I'm not there, something does happen to where it hits the target that I'm aiming for. And after it hits that target, it does a full retrace down to my stop loss. I don't want to be a part of that. I've learned my lessons from years of trading. So we'll see if take profit gets hit, or if the trade is still open by tomorrow evening. And yeah, so the sun just went down, and it is just about 8:39 where I am. And the update on the trade. So we ended up hitting stop loss. Of course, like I said, we weren't going to be able to manage this, like the account the way that we normally do. So I was already anticipating some losses. So we're looking at, what is that, 480 of a balance. We lost in total, I think, oh yeah, we can just check right here. So we got history. On this one, we lost, oh, they don't tell me. Because they're not gonna show us like the P&L, I might have to go to the broker itself and we'll pull that up. But I didn't lose too much last night. Remember, I was only risking between the two like 12%. My main portfolio, I was only risking 2.5%, and then my other one I was risking 10%. And I'm not too upset about that. If it wasn't the Sabbath, I would have been able to manage this to a break even, just because of what the position looked like, and just following my methodology and everything that I do. So in total, we lost, I'd say, just about $100, $110 to 62.10 was the loss. We're at a balance of 24.36. And then of course over here, as I stated earlier, we're looking at 480 for the balance, and the loss was, I think it was just about 58 or 52 or something like that. So 51. We got 51.36 with a net P&L of 54.44. That's including swaps and fees. Because the trade hit stop loss sometime in the night, I believe it was like 3 a.m. and that's when the position was filled. I'm gonna be waiting for another position coming probably later on tonight, possibly. I was gonna stream, but I don't know if I have enough time to stream, because I have to, kind of divert my attention from not only being over here, but also being over here. And normally when I stream, I like to be fully attentive to the audience, to the video that I'm making, because that's essentially what I do. I record videos while I'm live, so I'm just playing a game and making that YouTube video, and I like for it to be the best. So I don't know if I'll be able to today, just because of the current market conditions. And something that's crazy is that, you won't believe it, the data was in our favor. Like we said, minus 33K was the non-farm employment change right there, way lower than expected. But for some reason during the night, I don't know what happened, I was completely detached from the world for just about 24 hours, and something happened overnight to where the British pound just lost a lot of its value. There could have been something that happened, like war or some policy change, or I don't know, something happened, and it essentially tanked the market, and then it started rebounding around the light of the news. And that's where I would normally be trading. And that's like the important part of why I do what I do, understanding that it is a sacrifice. This is what it's like trading and putting something before that. And what I put before that is the Most High. Nothing goes before that. So for me, this is like the embodiment of making a sacrifice. Because normally, I'll be on it, we would have had a break even set. So boom, no money lost. Then on top of that, we beat floating into position just around 47 pips ish, and it'd be completely different. But it's that sacrifice that you do make when you have your beliefs and you stand on them. I stand 10 toes on it, you feel me? And that's just gonna be the thing. So my journey may be a little bit harder than a lot of other people's, or it may be harder than what it used to be in the past, because I've done this before, but not to this caliber, not to this extent. This is a whole new level of things, and I'm very excited for it. So I mean, that's why my name is God Made Dan Trades, because I put the Most High first. He made me, and everything like that. I'll try to update y'all on what happens tonight, if there even is any trading tonight. If not, then the video will probably be ending. I'm just going to I'm gonna record back probably the end of tonight after I finish my stream, if I even do stream. If there are no positions for me to take, then I'll just hop back over here, reflect with y'all, let y'all know what's up, and we'll just be preparing for the next trading day, which will be tomorrow. So we'll have an open day. We have Thursday, and then we also have Friday, and then come again, we got Monday, Tuesday, and it's gonna be the exact same thing again, just for this, this cycle, and then next cycle it'll be another day. But for right now, we just won't be. We'll try not to take any positions close to Wednesday because I just can't manage them, and that is going to skew the account just a little bit, because if it was on, if the Sabbath was on, another day, like on the weekend or something like that, or let's say the trade was taken like 24 hours, or even really all I needed was an extra additional 4 hours, and I would have been able to manage the trade perfectly, and it keep the account at break even, and we can move on steadily. So then that trade wouldn't have counted as a loss, because I'm looking to get like a 80 to 85% success rate, because when I manage my trades properly, it's going to hit for 85%. And so I'm just excited for the next opportunity. I'm gonna try, like I said, and stream. I really want to stream, because I haven't streamed in like 4 days or 5 days or something like that. I don't want to go 6 days without streaming, and just not have any more content to put on YouTube. So I'm gonna try and do that, because we did miss that day when we did our previous vlog. So yeah, we definitely got to stream. But yeah, that's just my thoughts after this trade. I knew it hit stop loss earlier in the day when I woke up, because of course my phone sends notifications, and as well I have Trading View like on my dock, so I can see how much percent it goes up and down, up and down. And I saw that GU went down like a full 1%, and I was like, damn, that's insane, because it hadn't even gone up. I think it went up a total of maybe 1% while I was in the position, but it didn't go up 1%. I'm capped out. It probably went up 0.05%, 0.07%, but it dropped a full 1% when I woke up this morning, and I was like, that's crazy. And then as I was like going through the day, and sometimes I pick up my phone, I could see on the home screen it telling me like how much percent GU was gone up, and I've seen it shoot up just a little bit. It went up by 0.60%, like 0.06, not the full 1%, but 0.6. And I was like, okay, so we're starting to see some rejection, and that's normally the area, like that's the area that I was really looking for. But for me to set a buy limit for me, it feels silly, because you don't know how far the market is going to retrace to. So how can I properly predict the area to enter in on, and have my stops in the right place? And then I don't want to open the account to that much exposure, because I don't know what's happening. I'm not there. If I was there, then it's a different story. But yeah, so I'll catch you guys in the outro, a couple hours, or yeah, it's going to be a couple hours regardless. It's either going to be me updating you and saying, hey, we took a trade, or we're looking to take a trade, or it's just open, there's nothing that's going to be happening, and we're going to be going to sleep. Because I saw a setup on a higher time frame, on the daily time frame, because we missed the 4 hour setup, and I normally trade the 4 hour time frame, but I do also extend out from the 4 hour to the daily, to the weekly, to the monthly. So I'm very comfortable taking any one of those setups. And right now there is a daily setup that I'm eyeing. If it meets my criteria, and I get that additional signal, then we will be going ahead and sending that off with a little bit lower risk on this one, just because of my strategy and the parameters. It's my trading plan. It's going to be just a little bit lower, because I don't have full confluence, and we'll be risking anywhere from 1.25% on the main account to 5% on the secondary account, and that'll be exactly what we do. And hopefully either this week or next week we're able to get a second account, like an additional account to place on Trade Locker, so then I can risk and start the margin call series, and then we'll start doing that. And whenever we do want to trade, I'll make sure to do a breakdown as I always do. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and fast forward to what happens next. It's 3 o'clock in the morning and we just finished our stream. So 3 o'clock, and we took a position on GU earlier during the stream. It was a little hectic. I was trying to, get it submitted while I was streaming, and I don't necessarily like doing any of that, but we were able to get a position off. So you can see right now we're up. It's about $35, and then we also have the Trade Locker account right here is around the same price, so we got like $28, and we're doing pretty well. So we'll be managing this a little bit further. I'll be continuing to manage this in this vlog, because like I said, if I did end up taking a trade, then I would document it, and that's just what we're doing. So I'll update you guys in about like 24 hours or probably in the morning. I'll probably do the morning. That makes more sense, because this trade is going to take a while to manage. I'm not able to touch any of the order until I believe Monday. So this is going to be an over the weekend trade. We also do have news coming out in like 4-ish to 7, maybe 8 hours. We have I believe it's the unemployment data, the official numbers. Is it Friday? No, it's Thursday. So it's not going to be the official numbers. No, actually it is. They're dropping it on Thursday this time. So the official numbers drop tomorrow for the non-farm employment. So that's going to be pretty cool, and we'll see what the market reacts to. Like I said, this is a daily time frame position. I do still have to update the Discord, so I'm going to drop that in there as well. I don't know if I'll do it like right now before I go to sleep. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'll just do it in the morning and have you guys with me. Friday we have a live stream that we're going to do, so I'll take you guys with me on the live stream, and you'll be able to watch me go live to my students in the VIP. And other than that, we don't have anything else. So I'll update you guys tomorrow after news hits. That'll be 7:30 in the morning, so I guess 4 hours from now I'm not going to be up. I can tell you that for sure. But we will be anticipating something. So ADP numbers are sometimes on par with what the actual numbers are, but I don't know about that one, because that one says like negative 33K. I don't know if that's a typo or what. I wasn't able to watch Bloomberg, so I have no clue what actually happened. But other than that, we don't really have anything. We have the unemployment rate, which has a potential to be higher than expected, as well as the employment rate being lower than expected. That is what we're looking for. We're also looking for average hourly earnings to be lower than expected, because that would do nothing but help GU and lower the strength of the US dollar and shoot it up. And that's essentially what we want to do. And I know I said I was going to risk just around a total of, I think that'd be about 6%, but right now we're at a total of 12.5%, just because I went through and I looked just a little bit further and noticed that the confluence was there for the higher time frames, just not the lower time frames. And I'm okay with the higher time frame if that's being my setup that I'm entering off of. I have no issues with there being a counter trend present anywhere. So yeah, we end up taking that position, higher risk on both accounts. So the main account we're looking at 2.5%, and on the secondary account we're looking at just about 10%. So 12.5% in total. I'll catch you guys in the update. So we'll see how news went when we get there. We ended up waking up a little earlier today, and we kind of got a little busy. So we got some things doing that we had to run, and that's why I'm in the parking garage right now. As you can clearly see, I'm in the parking garage. But I just wanted to update y'all on the account. We'll be doing some more talking about the financial data that did come out. There was a lot of news that dropped that was not in our favor for GU, but absolutely in favor for the US dollar. and that kind of did move the price a little bit, but not too much, as I'll be showing. So we'll just do a little quick update. I will be, cutting back to when I am at my setup, but right now I'm clearly not at my setup. Okay, so right now we're looking at just about $20 in profit. Less than, it's definitely less than 2.5%. I don't know what that is. I don't know the number on that, but it's about $22, or just, I think it should be about 1%, maybe. We'll think about that a little bit harder. Don't penalize me for that. All right, and then on the other account, we're doing fairly well. Looking at just about $18, well, just about $20 in profit, which is just over 5% right now over here. So we won't be updating the stop loss or moving anything or moving any technicals until we have just about 2 more candlesticks. So that'll be 2 days from now. So we're looking at just about Monday. Around Monday, we will be moving our stop losses, and we will be just updating the trade. So I don't know if we're gonna extend this vlog out that far. We may extend it to Friday just to get the new data that does come in. I think there's one more financial data that'll be present, and then after that we'll be doing the Discord call and everything like that. So we'll just go ahead and jump there. I know I said I was gonna update y'all as soon as I got home, but just being honest, look, tired. Okay, I took a nap, a little nap. It's been a little minute, so it's like 1957. That's 7:57, almost 8 o'clock, and just updating you on the position. So right now we're looking at some profit. I don't know how much that is, but just a small push up from here. We created a level of support, and then we also had some rejection in this area. So we're just maintaining that. And between the two accounts, we're looking at just about $50 in P&L together. And like I said, I don't necessarily know the numbers on that. I don't really feel like crunching down the numbers. Once it gets to a 1-to-1, then I can tell you how much we're up, because I know how much I risked. Now, going over the data that was dropped today, so we have the NFP numbers. So non-farm employment change was higher than expected, way higher than expected. We're looking at 147 as opposed to the forecast of 111. So this was really high. I believe sometimes they be doing this on purpose, like they try to control the market, because if the previous numbers were 144, how in the hell would this be 111? Just being logical. So this makes it look a lot better than it actually is. And then we also have the average hourly earnings. This was lower, so that's good for me. And then we also have the unemployment rate was just a little bit lower by 2%, as opposed to it being 4.3%. But if we look over the previous data, you can see that it hasn't been changing. So 4.2, 4.2, 4.2, 4.1, 4.0, 4.2, 4.1, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.1. It's still higher than previous years, because if we just keep going down, we're looking that the last time that it was relatively this high was in 2021. Yeah, so around 2021 we were sitting around these numbers, and it was higher in September and going further because this is COVID era. So these were the highest numbers ever because of COVID, and now we're still seeing those types of numbers. So clearly there's something going on here, and this is like I said, the unemployment rate. So it's just looking at the trends here from 2020, from 2023 or early 2024 down to the beginning of 2022, so around May. Those were lower numbers, so we're seeing higher numbers than last year. So on paper it looks good right now, but I'm not tripping off this at all. Unemployment claims 233, so lower than expected. 240 was the expected number, which is kind of weird considering this is 237, and they put it 240, so they put it higher than the previous, and we're looking at 233. But same shit, different toilet. As you can see, 236, 245, 248, 247, 240, 220. You can see the numbers that we're looking at. And then of course, if we go down to, for instance, like COVID era, you'll see that these numbers are still higher than normal. So I wouldn't be, And I mean, they're not as high as they were during COVID, but they're still relatively high. They're not as low as they probably were before the past two terms. They don't allow me to see any further. And also, these numbers are skewed because of the unemployment, PPP money loan glitch that was going on during that time. And we also have ISM services PMI. And I don't know if any of you, like, if you guys even care about any of these numbers, but of course, I'm going to go through it. So, um, we have the ISM PMI, and that was just about as expected. So previous was 49, before that 51, 50.8, 53.5, 52.8. And this is a survey that goes on just around every month or something like that. So it doesn't really affect the market too much because I can just show you on GU, nothing really happened around that time. So this is the 7 o'clock to the 11 o'clock candle. And if we go to the time where price would have priced in that data from the ISM services, you can see there wasn't too much of a change. We're looking at, so I'm just going to do percentages on this one. It was about a percentage change of about 0.3%. So, not nothing massive in comparison to the unemployment rate and, all of that stuff. That gave us a 0.5% change. So, normally when the PMI does drop, doesn't affect too much of the market, but it does give you like a general feel on how things are going to be looking moving forward. And right now, it's a state of neutrality on the PMI numbers. And honestly, that's not a good thing for the US currency, just because GU has always historically been stronger than the US dollar. And with all the news surrounding the US dollar and, it being a safe haven right now, when that safe haven, lifts up, there's going to be a massive bubble for, investors to just pop it and, ride the wave up. And that's essentially what we're looking to do. But don't get it twisted. I am anticipating a retracement on GU sometime within the next couple of months. Like, that'd be rushing it, by the way, because we're only on candlestick from here. It's showing you what I see. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not even a full sequence yet. So we've completed this full dip right here. The likelihood of it being a high right here is potential. I wouldn't really bank on it, because normally when we create highs, we're just about, look at that, we're about 5% higher there. So going off of just that previous information, if we want to get a high, we're only halfway there right now. So another 5% would be up here. We're looking at 1.4s is where we would possibly see a retracement. But even then, I don't think that's going to happen. It's possible that we break all these highs to give us a clear signal of where GU is going to be going. And with happening, trust and believe, I am stacking up and looking to just store as much money as I can in both onshore and offshore brokers, just to, like, that's the whole point of this series. It's getting us to a new level, it's getting us to that point, and showing every last one of y'all that you can do it too. And more importantly, you can do it with keeping your values intact and keeping, something that you stand on, that you believe on, at the forefront of everything. And, showing you that you can fail. It's absolutely okay to fail. I've failed before. I've lost money before. And particularly the point that I'm at right now is I gave away the stuff that I had to obtain what I have now on purpose, So it's definitely possible. And, on this journey, it's been a little difficult, but just keeping your mind on the right things is key. And when I mean the right things, for me, I serve the Most High. So um, that's gonna always be the thing. So I always keep my mind focused on Him and His, His teachings and everything, and everything like that. I'm not gonna get too deep into that right now, but yeah. So I'm about to hop on stream. I'm a little late. It's 8 o'clock. I wanted to stream at 7. Try to do 7 to 11 right now, but it is what it is. So we'll be, checking back in tomorrow because I want to make sure that we do catch the Discord, like the live stream, and have you guys running. I'll have you mount it so you can see me, and what I do, and hopefully I can show everything or even list everything because I do have Bloomberg running in the background when I am live streaming, and we'll go from there. So we'll see exactly what I do. I want to make sure when I do upload this video it doesn't get copyrighted, and we'll go from there. But if there is some type of issue, I'll just find some non-copyrightable music, place it in the background, and you'll just listen to some non-copyrightable music in the background. So we'll just go ahead and jump cut to that point. Yo, it's been a couple hours. The market is actually closed. I believe it's like 4-ish, 4 or 5-ish. I don't know. Yeah, 4 o'clock right now. And right now we're rendering a video. So we have the one video on our other channel that's going to be going up. I had a lot of other stuff to do in between there. We ran some errands, grabbed some groceries, and I'm about to eat in a little bit. I would do like a extra additional day of vlogging, but we're gonna call it here since the market is ending. Well, the market isn't ending, since the market is closing. And let's just check what the numbers are looking like. So right now we're at the price of just about 136,415. So not too much of a gain. You can see where the position is. But the positions aren't showing up on TradingView right now because I'm just not logged in. But I mean, you guys get the gist. And of course, we can grab the P&L for the current moment, but understand it's going to change just because the market is closing. A lot of people are closing their positions, and we're going into, a new week, coming up. So this was a bank holiday. I wasn't expecting too much to happen, and just as I expected, nothing really did happen. And I hope you guys can hear me well. I'm not using the microphone that I was using before. I just didn't like the way that it sounded, so we decided to change it. But right now we do have like not even 1%, just under 1%, like 0.05% worth of profit over here on this account. And then on the other account, we're looking at, let's just grab that really quick. It should be similar because the lot sizes are quite the same, and that's going to be the theme of everything because I'm risking more on the offshore brokers because they allow me to. I can risk the exact same with less capital, so why not? This one is just around the same point. So together they're looking at a combined total of just under 1% for the entirety of it because it's 13 and 14, so we're at like 27. So like $3 more, we'd be at 1% of the entire portfolio, which is $3,000. But yeah, that was my trading days. We were here for like, y'all were with me for like 2 trading days, and the live stream that I did was a little, it was a little iffy because your boy was tired. I was exhausted. I stayed up till like 3 a.m. yesterday, and yeah, I was just tired. If you enjoyed this, you enjoy, being on a journey with me and, watching me, in my trading day and, what I do on my vlogs and everything like that, make sure you do sub up. I do have a Discord for you. It's a free Discord. It's called Currency Collectors. That is where my students reside, and as well as anybody that's, you know, from this channel or from my previous communities. They all stay within Currency Collectors. It's completely free. All you have to do is click the link in the description, and you know, you'll be able to join and be able to mingle with other traders. They're like-minded individuals. You can learn from them, you can grow from them, you can build camaraderie, and you know, just show you that you're not alone in your trading journey, because you're never alone. If you do want to join the VIP and be a part of the live streams, you can also do that as well. You don't have to personally hit me up, but if you want to, you can. There is a section in Discord where you can just completely do it without me being present. But yeah, that's all that I got. You know, if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, you know, help out the channel a little bit, and I'll catch y'all in the next vlog, whenever my next vlog is. Peace.